God.
Those savages are threatening our whole operation.
See, I'm something of a
big fucking heart hero. Little fight meal. I like that.
You in my house, motherfucker!
You've called out the thunder. Now, get ready for the boom!
What's up, savages? As always, I'm E. Middle.
And you know I'm Bart.
And this is the Savage MMA Show Weekend Edition.
Fucking coming early in the AM today.
Yeah, I gotta get it dropped quick, man. So this is going to turn out to be our special edition halfway through the year awards show.
Hell yeah, mid-season award show. Let's go.
Yeah, before we jump into that, though, we got some breaking news yesterday. One fight changed up, and it unleashed a set of dominoes.
Holy shit, yeah. It's a pretty big one, too.
Yeah, so Iaquinta apparently pulled out of that fight. I guess he never had, yeah, he just pulled out. He's not injured.
So, what, he has some real estate he had to do?
I think the only real estate he's showing off right now is the giant pussy that he's rocking between those legs.
Got an amazing cooch between his thighs right now.
I mean, it seems that way. Why else would he pull out of a fight that big?
I have no clue. Maybe he just didn't want to see Gaethje. He ran his mouth about Gaethje. Said he was going to give him 1.5 rounds of hell.
He did. How you going to run your mouth off like that and just back
I don't
up?
know. Like, I would never run my mouth off and then not follow through with the fucking fight. That is pussy.
So, yeah, Savage favorite James Vick stepping in.
Fuck yeah. Oh, my God. This is like a dream matchup for us, Gaethje and Vick.
I know, it could go a lot of ways. I mean, Vick is a really good boxer, but he likes to take it to the ground, too.
Well, we both know if this thing goes to the ground, it'll finish immediately. But if Gaethje and Vick,
I don't know, man.
Wasn't
Gaethje? I don't know how good he was, but he wrestled at Arizona State.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. He might actually have something in his arsenal that we're not aware of. He's never really gone to the ground with anybody.
Yeah, I just don't think we've seen it. I'm sure it's there.
Who knows? It could be a hell of a fucking ground game fight.
We're going to find out at the...
Fuck yeah. We're going to find out in Lincoln, motherfucking Nebraska, son.
Oh, man, what a place to have a fight card, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Have you ever been to Nebraska?
Fuck no, man.
All right, I've been traveling through. There's not a motherfucking thing in there.
Why would you? Okay, you just drove through. No way you would stop. Like, what would be your reason?
No. We were going out west, but like, my God, dude, like Nebraska is straight. It's like straight cornfields.
Oh yeah.
And I guess the Nebraska Cornhuskers. You know,
I was going to say they are the Cornhuskers.
And they were relevant, like, I don't know, 25, 30 years ago.
Oh man, yeah, I've got some heartbreaking memories of Tennessee playing Nebraska. Ouch.
Yeah, they used to. Mr. Frost used to beat the fucking brakes off of UT.
So how does Lincoln, Nebraska get a card, but Knoxville can't get one? Give OSP
That's what I'd like to know. That's what I would like to know.
Give OSP a fight night in Knoxville. Come on, guys.
Oh yeah. As much as OSP has done for the UFC by taking these what the fuck kind of fights out in the middle of God knows where in some other country.
Fuck nowhere, man.
He deserves it.
They could have a fight on a fucking cruise ship on the fucking Nile River, and OSP would be down.
OSP's like, yeah, I'll fight you in the middle of the Amazon. Let's get it.
Yeah, I talked about that last week. Earlier this week. Give me Luke Rockhold versus OSP in Knoxville. Let's get it done.
Do you remember when they did the fights like outdoors? I think it was like in Brazil, and it was like fucking
in Brazil, yeah,
or some shit. Hot. Everybody was like dying.
Yeah, that was stupid.
That was a horrible, horrible idea.
Well, I think that's what they're talking about possibly in Hawaii, is having it at the Aloha Stadium.
Oh, well, the weather's a little bit fucking better in Hawaii than it is in Brazil.
Which that all fell through. I guess the commission or something. Hawaii doesn't want UFC there. I don't know. That sucks, because I would have loved to have seen like all the Hawaiians on that. Like, so the other part of this Iaquinta saga is since James Vick moved to the Gaethje fight, it leaves Paul Felder without an opponent.
Oh, the dragon? The wannabe dragon?
Yeah, and it just so happens that Yancy Medeiros broke a rib yesterday.
Oh no!
So he's out of the fight with Mike
his grandma
Perry.
too tight.
I guess so. Grandma squeezed him too tight. So he's out of the fight with Mike Perry next week on that big 226 card.
So Mike Perry, Felder's trying to move in on the Mike Perry fight.
Yeah, he's trying to slide in. Apparently,
hey, I don't want to see Platinum off that card.
It's going to have to be a catchweight fight though, because it's too soon to cut weight. But
I mean, they're not going for any kind of title or anything. So let's let them rumble in the jungle.
No, neither one of these dudes they're just fighting to be seen right now.
Where is this? Is this in Vegas?
Oh yeah, T-Mobile.
Okay, nice. That means we'll get Rogan on the.
Yeah, man. Mike Perry, Paul Felder. I like that fight better than Yancy Medeiros. Yancy just doesn't excite me for some reason.
No, Yancy doesn't put on exciting fights at all. Like Cerrone straight up crushed him last time he was fighting.
Yeah. So we got a little bit of other news right now too. James Gallagher's making his return.
Okay.
At Bellator 204.
Where's this going to be? Bellator has the most random array of locations I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, I feel like this one could be in the middle. What was that last one he was supposed to fight in Budapest?
It was like in the middle fucking east or something.
Yeah, it was in Budapest, Hungary. Bellator.
That's right, because it was Borch's.
Oh shit! You want to talk about Lincoln, Nebraska?
Oh boy,
Bellator 204 looks like it's headed to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. That's gotta be on an Indian reservation in a casino.
What in the fuck, man? Why South Dakota, Nebraska? Like, what the fuck? Come on, Knoxville, let's go.
So we got to guess who else was fighting on that card.
Who do we have?
Oh,
the Wolf. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. He's coming back. He's fighting in a catchweight fight. He's not defending his title.
He's an absolute savage.
Non-title fight against Noad Lahat. 12-3, 3-1.
Huh.
In Bellator.
Yeah.
Oh man, Logan Storley's on that card too. So
wow. Pretty good card.
So that's a pretty
South
solid.
Dakota's getting treated.
South Dakota's pulling it all out. That's August the 17th, the day after my birthday. Yep.
That's right. The Bellator's got our birthdays down pat because September 29th, the day after mine, we got that Rampage Vanderlei card with fucking who'd you say was on that bitch?
That's Rory McDonald versus Gegard Mousasi for the middleweight.
Oh hell yeah! Damn.
So this stuff's coming out.
Any more news?
Yeah, a little bit. The retirement train is still rolling.
Who else jumped on it?
I didn't know he was still active, but Josh Koscheck is retired.
Wow, I did not know KO was even. I had no idea. I thought he retired like 6 years ago.
Yeah, man, he was one of my early favorites. You know.
I liked him a lot too, but I remember when his career started to take a tumble. It's when he got just jabbed to death, like Felix Trinidad style.
Oh yeah, he did. It was
fucking GSP. Oh my God, he took like 300 jabs to the face.
I was gonna say 113, but 300 may be closer to the number.
It was ridiculous. It was just a clinic. You remember that Trinidad fight, like in boxing back in the day when? Yeah, like it was something astronomical that he hit jabs on. Winky Wright, Felix Trinidad, I believe was the fight. That's when boxing was actually good.
Oh, it's been a minute.
Yeah, we RIP boxing forever.
I mean, it's in and out. We've tried, but it just doesn't work.
I've given my best effort to watch boxing. I've given up. I'll watch MVP box.
I didn't even watch that.
I don't watch it, but I will watch him. I like watching that guy fight, so I would watch him fight. But
Stephen Thompson, Not leaving any more fights in the judge's hands.
Wunderboy. That's a good thing. That means he's going to actually start throwing some showcase knockouts around. Let's go.
And we know he's got them. He's got the arsenal.
He's got the arsenal locked and loaded. I mean, that's a 100% fact.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. So let's see. Michael Johnson is going to be fighting Andre Touchy-Feely at UFC Lincoln, Nebraska.
Ooh, that's not bad.
So that's on that card too. That's all the news I've got. Unless you want to jump in, you want to talk any about John Jones and Daniel Cormier?
Well, yeah, we can touch it a little bit. I'll go ahead and go on my little rant here about Cormier.
Have at it.
We've discussed this many times.
Ad nauseum.
DC, you can fight John Jones 100 times, 99 times. You're gonna fucking lose.
Yeah, just give it.
So get over yourself. You sound like a pissed off ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend. You got to move on with your life and stop letting John Jones affect it. It is insane. Like, you have a fight with Stipe coming up, and you're talking about goddamn John Jones.
The only way he deserves another shot at John Jones is if he beats Stipe. And I mean, I don't see it happening, but he could.
I don't want to see a guy who lost 2 times get another fight at a third time. Like, get out of here.
You know, here's something I've been reading a little bit is, I don't remember, I think maybe his coaches were saying he's going to look to use his speed advantage over Stipe.
Speed advantage? My ass.
Well,
My ass.
Apparently that's what he's used in other heavyweight fights is he's had a speed advantage.
Yeah, but he hasn't fought a guy like, I mean, I'm not saying Stipe is like a supreme athlete, but he's hell of a lot faster than DC.
Pretty good, though.
I mean, if he could go toe-to-toe with Ngannou, he was who was an absolute athlete among athletes.
Nobody's as explosive as Ngannou for sure.
Hell no.
And what about
Ngannou moves around like a damn dude, like a couple weight classes below him. Like it.
Well, he does for about a round.
For a round before he gasses out and goes completely on empty and then dies.
That's one of my. When we get to the awards, there's not really a place in there for this, but that's one of my most memorable moments of the year so far. That driving double leg takedown all the way across the octagon.
Yep, I was actually going to talk about that. Hell yeah,
had us up off of our feet. I jumped in the air when that happened.
you got vertical on that one. You actually you got up.
Yeah, I was doing my combine test there. Getting ready for the draft.
Yeah, hell yeah. Getting ready to get drafted.
All right, man. So let's do these awards.
Hell yeah. Mid-season fucking MMA awards. Savage MMA Show. Let's go.
Savage MMA Show. So
I have a top 5 fight. So you want me to go ahead and start the top 5 and then you can go do your best fight?
Yeah, let's do fight of the year. Let's hear what you've got. I've got a top 2. That's all I've got.
Okay.
Because I've got 1A and 1B.
Because I was just like, fuck it, o'clock. Let's go.
Okay, let's jump in there. What you got at the
All
top?
right, so I have number 5 was the iconic fight in Brazil versus Machida and Belfort. That amazing knockout that sent Machida. It was kind of a sad moment to see Machida go, but I mean, we love Bellator too, so he's not going anywhere.
Definitely on my short list as far as knockout of the year goes.
Absolutely. Well, the next fight as my 4th fight was knockout of the year for me. Spoiler alert. Brian T. City Ortega versus Frankie Edgar was my number 4 fight.
I can't put that as far as like best fights of the year, but just
the only reason I put it in the top 5 is because I just wanted to display how awesome Brian Ortega has been. Like he's just he deserves to have some kind of top 5 because he didn't get on my any other rewards. So like I guess he had to have that one.
Okay.
Then 3, I went with Poirier Gaethje because
that's an upset.
Poirier Gaethje was the classic.
I thought for sure that had to be in the top 2. That's where I've got it.
Yeah, it was very close. It was razor edge close between the 2 and the 3.
Okay, who you got it 2?
Stipe and Ngannou, because Stipe's just dominance in that fight was just stellar to me.
It was impressive to watch for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was fantastic.
So
and of course,
I'm going to jump in here and say,
let's hear your number 2 and 1, and then I'll go with my number 1.
My number 2 fight of the year is Poirier Gaethje.
Okay, yeah.
That was a hell of a fight, man.
fucking right. Oh, man, it was so much fun. Anytime Gaethje is on any kind of fight card, it's a must-see.
It was so fun. That ended at the start of the 4th round, right?
I think so, yeah, when Poirier hit him
Poirier finally laid it on, that nasty combo.
Yeah, he hit him with a combo. I believe he hit him with like a liver shot that basically ended it.
So my number 1 fight went 5 rounds. And I'm going to guess this is your number 1 fight of the year so far, too. Robert Whittaker versus Joel Romero, number 2.
Man, I should have put that one in my top 5.
That's my fight of the year to this point.
I didn't go with a big fight. I went with actually like just what I thought. When you and I watched it together, it seemed like the most fun fight we've seen all year.
Is it Tai Tuivasa?
No.
Oh, okay.
This one's gonna shock you because it's like it's no big names whatsoever.
Let's hear Bart's number 1 fight of the year halfway through the year.
Number 1 fight of the year, 100%. This one just struck to me, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, this is the one I'm doing. Zabit, the fucking Russian ghost fighter versus Kyle.
Man, you know what? That slipped my mind, but ooh.
That was like the most savage fight I have seen all year. Like it was fucking epic. Remember when Bochniak was like screaming at the Russian goat fighter?
Yeah, man,
he was taking full throttle punches and kicks. Oh,
he let out that like ape-like primal scream.
Yeah, he went primal scream, and then Russian goat spider looks like a skinny Russian version of John Jones. Like the man is.
I honestly just kind of that one slipped my mind somehow.
Well, of course it did because like it's just a. I mean, it was not a notoriety fight. It wasn't supposed to be like such an epic collision between these two. I would love to see them fight again. To be completely honest.
Now that we're talking about it, if I had a top 5, I'm going to throw Tuivasa versus Arlovsky in my top 5.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a fight.
And there's so many people. Like, we don't have to, like, just because we put them on their awards, we can give shout-outs to other guys, because there's other people I'd like to talk about.
I read somewhere where people were disappointed in that card.
Which one?
They said it was lackluster, not enough action. The Yoel Romero-Robert Whittaker card.
Lackluster?
That had that Arlovsky fight on it. Arlovsky-Tuivasa, that was a hell of a fight.
How about when Curtis Blades blew up Overeem's face? I mean, that was epic. Like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Spoiler alert, Curtis Blades is going to make an appearance later on in the awards. Spoiler alert.
Close on mine too.
How about the story of the year? There's a lot of stuff we've talked about this year. I mean, we've got, of course,
my story of the year.
Connor's bus attack.
I thought about that one, but I didn't want to go with something obvious.
It either. I went with something that we've spent a whole lot of time on.
Yeah, let's hear it.
It may not be notoriety-wise like you're going to hear in the news all the time, but my story of the year so far through this year is weight cuts, man. That's my story of the year, because not only have we seen people missing weight, we've seen people on purpose, on accident. We've seen people dropping out of fights. It was last year with Uriah Hall, but Uriah Hall almost died. We've seen the strategic weight cuts come in. Who lost last week? Somebody lost that missed weight. But up until not last week, last card, but up until
they had been on like a 9-0. Yeah, it was like 9-0.
Up until then, the weight cuts were undefeated.
Yeah, ridiculous.
I mean, Darren Till didn't even try to make weight.
No, and neither did Big Mac Mackenzie Dern. Like,
no, get real. She didn't try to make weight.
Didn't even try. Didn't even attempt to make weight. 8 pounds? The fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean, that's my story of the year, because we've spent a lot.
I had 2 stories of the year. I had a positive story, and I had a negative story of the year.
Okay, what do you got?
All right, my negative story of the year is the way our boy Ferguson was treated. Tony Ferguson gets hurt in a damn freak injury. In a promotional what was it, like a promotional event for the UFC, and he gets his title taken away?
Yeah, that still doesn't sit right with me either.
That's ridiculous. Like, he better get an instant title shot when he gets back. Otherwise, he has been completely screwed over.
I agree. Even if they do that Khabib-Conor fight in October, November, I think January, February, Tony should get his title shot.
Exactly. And, of course, the good story of the year, speaking of Khabib, it's just the rise of the Dagestani, aka the real Dothraki. The real-life human Dothraki. Like, they're everywhere, man. You got Zabit, you got Khabib, like Khabib's on top of the world, you got Zabit, you got all these Dagestanis in the PFL. Like, it's ridiculous. They're coming for every single belt. They're coming for it all.
It is impressive.
Oh man, they're the most impressive.
For such a small
community. Jesus Christ, like they are really putting Dagestan on the map.
This is not a Dagestani, but this is something I failed to mention. I meant to talk about this in the news earlier. While we're talking about Russians, anyway. Did you see Valentina's sister is now in the UFC? She won on the Tuesday Night Contender Series. It's her older sister, Antonina.
I'm sure she's a monster, too.
Yeah, I forgot exactly what it is, but her kickboxing record's like 37-1 or something.
Oh, I'm sure she's probably not.
I think she might be undefeated in MMA. It's actually her older sister, though.
Did you watch that the Tuesday? I need to start watching that. I'll have to start watching and reporting about it.
I didn't watch it. Yeah, maybe we should start leaking that into.
We'll start talking about it on like maybe Friday. Yeah, we can start talking about it like a brief recap if we're impressed by somebody.
So yeah,
I'm gonna start watching it.
Well, yeah, I mean there were some other big stories that we talked a lot about, but I think those were the best picks for the story of the year.
Absolutely. And who was your? Let's go breakout fighter. Who was your breakout fighter?
Breakout fighter of the year. I touched on him a minute earlier. I'm going with Curtis Blades.
Absolutely, great pick. I was between Curtis Blades and the guy I picked.
Who'd you go with?
It's feeling really Dagestani in here because I went for fucking Zabit again because that dude just impressed the fuck out of me, man. Like we sat there and watched him. I didn't know who he was. You didn't know who he was.
Never heard of him, honestly.
Blown the fuck away by this cat. You know, like he has to get on that Russian card. Like if he doesn't get the main event on that the UFC Fight Pass fight card in Russia, it is a complete fuck up by the UFC.
He has to, man. You're obviously not going to put Khabib on there. So
he needs to fight. You know what weight class is Zabit? I can never remember.
He's a skinny dude.
Feather, maybe?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Because I would give you like a dream matchup if I knew I can't remember what weight class he is. He fought Bosnia. Isn't he lightweight? Is he either lightweight or featherweight?
He's pretty tall, but he's real thin.
Yeah, he's absolutely lanky and long as shit.
If I threw it out just off the top of my head, I would have said lightweight.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many.
But I don't know. He's so thin though. He may not be a lightweight.
I would say feather.
I'm going to say featherweight.
I'm not 100%
I'm going to say
sure.
featherweight just because the guy is so thin.
So yeah, just the rise of the real life Dothraki. Like if anyone knows what the hell I'm talking about, which you better, because if you don't watch Game of Thrones, I don't really think I can talk to you.
Yeah, man. People need to get on that Game of Thrones.
I mean, you've got like a year. You've got like a year to catch up before we get the new season. So like, get on it. Let's go.
What a load of bullshit. So, I went with Curtis Blades, man. We knew about him.
That was my second.
We knew about him somewhat.
Blades.
The only loss the guy's got's a doctor stoppage.
Curtis Blades deserves the next heavyweight title shot. In my opinion,
he's one of the only two guys that I think have a legitimate claim. And I wouldn't mind seeing these two fight, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know why they're not. Curtis Blades needs to fight Alexander Volkov.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I don't know disrespect to Volkov to be the next fight.
Yeah, that needs to be the title.
That should be the title. That should be the number one contender fight right there.
No doubt, because, Volkov, who did he beat?
Stingray Tattoo. Stingray Tab.
Who did he beat?
He beat fucking Brazilian.
Dos Santos?
No, he beat Verdum.
Oh yeah, he beat Verdum.
Knocked his ass out.
Yeah, and he was the Bellator heavyweight champion.
And Volkov, I don't think has he even lost? Like I think he's undefeated.
No, I don't think he is. But
he's got a pretty impressive record. I know
either
that.
way.
I know that.
Yeah. So Curtis Blades, man, The question on him was whether he had that killer instinct because we'd seen him ride fights out. And even in that last fight against Overeem, I was sitting there watching it, and I'm like, okay, Curtis Blades has won the fight. It's going to go to decision. And then all of a sudden, he starts raining. That was one of the most
explosive things I've ever seen.
Well, I don't know where that came from.
He exploded Overeem's face. Like, Overeem's face, like, blew up. Like,
I mean, what was there? Like,
the microwave too long.
There was only like a minute left in the fight.
Yeah, I mean, his face, like, just exploded. Like, I haven't seen anything like that before.
Did you have any honorable mentions you wanted to throw in here? Because I've got at least one guy I want to talk about a little bit.
Throw me some guys. I'm sure I can come up with some guys too.
So the one other guy that besides Zabit, I had a feeling you were going to go with him.
Yeah, that's my boy. He might be one of my favorites. Like, I love watching that guy fight.
Another obvious choice that I just couldn't pick because I'm not as impressed with him is Israel Adesanya.
Yeah, Israel would probably have made my third. He probably would have been third. And the only reason he didn't make it is because he has so much hype. But I don't think, and you don't think, that he's delivered on it yet. Like, but he's very impressive. Like, we'll have to see what he does. Isn't he fighting next week?
Yeah, he fights on Friday.
He fights Brad Tavares, right, in the main event?
He fights Brad Tavares, and he's looked real good lately, too.
And Tavares had that, like, sneaky super knockout earlier in the year.
Remember, that was the first knockout he had in a long time.
Yeah, we were like, where the fuck did that come from?
Because that was another one that came late in the third round.
Yeah. Oh, it was out of nowhere.
That was at the end of the fight.
It was a complete holy shit out of nowhere knockout. Like, it was fantastic.
The other breakout guy that I feel like really exploded in one fight was Sean O'Malley.
Yes. Oh yeah, he has to make the honorable mention. He was very impressive. And then he broke his leg, right?
Broke his leg and gave one of the best post-fight interviews of all time.
I love you, Joe Rogan.
That was awesome. So yeah, I got to throw him in there.
I like him a lot. I think his star is definitely on the rise.
All right, so let's get into the submission of the year.
Oh,
I have
a
clear-cut number one.
Yeah.
And it's not even that the submission itself was that great. It was what led up to the submission.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Darren the Damage Elkins on Michael Johnson. He beat the living dog shit out of Darren Elkins in the first round.
Oh my God! Yeah.
He put on a boxing clinic. Elkins was fucked.
That was actually my second one. I was between the one I picked and that. That was so amazing.
Typical Damage style, man. He takes the damage, and then he takes your back, and then he takes your back, and he chokes you out. That's just what he does. That's what he does.
He doesn't get started until he starts getting his ass kicked, and then he gets rolling, like a domino effect. You know, like he doesn't start actually getting active until you see a little bit of damage.
And I'll let you go ahead before I throw my honorable mention out. So what's your number one?
Submission. It was last week. It was OSP.
That was my number.
On Tyson Taylor.
That was my number two.
I mean, what the fuck? Like he damn near. He made Pedro's arm look like a damn question mark. You know, like it was ridiculous. Like he could have snapped it if he was a not like a nice, like good dude. He would have snapped his shit off. Like he could have just straight up wrecked his arm completely.
And it's the same way with the thing that happened with Elkins too. Is he was fucked. He was swimming.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He was a goner, head full of water. He didn't know where he was at.
Yeah, it was drown time.
Yeah, man. So
sink or swim.
We're on the top. We're right there together with the top two for that one. Well, I'll let you kick off knockout of the year, but I got a feeling we're going to similar places.
I mean, it was the Mortal Kombat style fucking uppercut that Ortega landed on Frankie Edgar. That was lifted Frankie off his fucking feet. Like he had like a 6-inch vertical when he hit him off his feet. Just ridiculous knockout from T-City.
Man. One of my favorite things I've seen all year. Did you see the thing somebody put together where he hit him and when he hit that shot that lifted him off his feet, it, like some choir music starts playing, like some angels, and there's like a beam of light comes down, like it's lifting Frankie Edgar into heaven. That was one of the funniest things I've seen.
If I knew how to do that shit, I'd have made one with his head flying off, and it would have been a Mortal Kombat finish him.
That was such a filthy knockout, and it just wasn't like a lucky shot. It's we talked about this on the show after it happened. The most impressive thing was the way he set it up.
Oh, Ortega's boxing skills have become super elite. He used to not even know how to stand up with anyone. Like his game has evolved so damn. Like he could have easily won Breakthrough of the Year, but I think he's already arrived. Like you and I both know.
Well,
we know who Ortega is.
Well, everybody does because he definitely had the submission of the year last year.
I mean, yeah, that Cub Swanson shit was amazing. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's why I think he broke through. It was at the very end of the year, but he was a breakthrough.
If we would have had it last year, he would have probably been our breakthrough of the year. Absolutely, 100%.
He did, man. So that he's got that big fight with Max Holloway. That's next weekend.
I might be more excited about that fight than I am even the DC Stipe. Like that fight could end up stealing the whole card.
It could. The DC Stipe is such a, like, for a real fight aficionado, a real fight fan. It's a legend. It's a legend versus legend super fight. How often do we get a fight that big? I mean, it's not very often. Hardly ever. Like, we're talking about 2 Hall of Famers already. These are the things we talk. I mean, these are the fights that people talk about that never happen. No, these are dream matchups. These are just like fantasy scenarios that are actually going to come true. Hell, I think Holloway and Ortega, like your true fight fans like us, that's a fucking dream matchup too, because those two are the elite of the elite, all-stars. Like, we're talking super mega stars. And you know the best part about that fight? Mm-hmm. How old is Max Holloway? 24, 25? He's not old. I'm going to say he's 24. I think he's 25. Brian Ortega's 27. Yeah. This is not going to be the last time these two dudes meet. Absolutely. No, these guys have a collision course probably for years. This might be like a new rivalry. And I don't think they like dislike each other either. So I think it's like a respectable rivalry between the two. Yeah, neither one of these guys are punks, you know. Both of these. Oh, man, the commercial got me so hype. Have you seen the commercial yet? No, I haven't. Oh, man, it was fantastic. I can't remember what. Just like the one selling the pay-per-view? Yes. They had one, and I can't remember what Holloway said to her. Like about Ortega, but man, it was nice. Oh no, maybe I have saw that. It's the one where he's talking about every time I fight, they say that's going to be the person that beats me. Yeah, something like that. Like it was great. Like it was well put together. I was very impressed by it. This is the blessed era. Yeah, that's what it was. He's like, yeah, but this is the blessed era, baby. Sorry, yeah. I'm gonna have a hard time picking because those are like 2 of my favorites. You know, Ortega doesn't talk at all. No, and I love that about him because you don't have to be a big shit talker to be a superstar UFC fighter or MMA fighter. Yeah, he just straight up goes about his business. Well, it's because he had a rough upbringing and he doesn't want that negativity. You know, he's an actual G. Like people don't like if you read this backstory of Ortega, the only reason he became a fighter. He had a rough upbringing. Like he wouldn't even been an MMA fighter had he not given up the streets. Like that's the story I read. He had to choose. Yeah, he had to choose. He was like, you either choose your friends and the streets and the gangs and all that shit, or you choose to fight with me. And he decided to fight with his trainer, and look how it paid off. That could be the story of the year. That's fucking awesome. It really could be. It really could be. So that's like the coolest story probably of the whole year. I think we're down to the big time awards. Yeah, it's time for the female and male athletes or UFC or MMA fighters of the year. This was all UFC, by the way. Like we didn't have any. I didn't think of any Bellator top 5 memorable fights. I mean, we could have put board. Like, there's been so many dominant fights, but I don't know. Like, I had a few I had on my sleeve, but they didn't make my top 5. Well, you know, honestly, I thought about Ed Ruth for breakout fighter of the year. Yeah, but he's not really like he's had a slow climb. The other guys that we talked about just showed up and took over.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubters. Like they're superstars on the massive rise.
So, Women's Fighter of the Year.
Yeah, you go first.
I don't think there's any other choice. It's Amanda Nunes.
It's the Lioness. I picked it. Yeah, obviously.
I mean, I
the
tried to
domination of Raquel Pennington. Like, oh my Lord.
I tried to think of other people, and there's no one.
Yeah, I mean, I had like maybe Shevchenko, but like.
Well, no, the only other legitimate option is Thug Rose.
True. Yeah, I was on Thug Rose too, but like Nunes is just so dominant.
Yeah, the way she destroyed Raquel Pennington, who's no slouch.
That was another blow your face up moment, literally.
And that was
do you remember how bad her nose got broken on that? Oh my Lord!
And that's one of her best friends.
Yeah, that would be like you and I fighting, and I'm like, hey, hold on, I got you on the ground. It's the 5th round. I'm gonna blow your nose up, you middle.
I think
it's savage shit.
I honestly think I don't think I could have done that. I think if I'm winning the fight,
yeah, man, I don't know if I have that to do that. Like if I knew I was beating you, and it's like, do I blow his face up? And this is my dude right here. I don't know if I could have done that.
I think I would have just thrown some body punches and got you in a hold position or something.
Let's just get out of this. Yeah, I mean that's a whole nother level. That's next level savage right there.
I mean, a lot of people are probably going to go with Thug Rose from the way she handled Joanna in the second fight,
and also the fact we also have to take is she was distraught coming into that week because the Conor McGregor thing happened on that card.
Oh yeah,
she's like a high anxiety woman, anyways.
So that was impressive, but this is
very impressive for her to take
the Savage MMA show.
And the Lioness is the biggest savage. She's the savage woman of all time so far. Like there's been nobody that dethrones her. The way she knocked out Rousey and all these other people she's fought, like she leaves no doubt for me.
Exactly. So
Thug Rose easily. Like, if she defends her title another time, she might... Like, I've got her probably 2, maybe 3 on the pound-for-pound women's ranking.
Now, as far as other people, I've got one other person that has a shot to get there this year.
Yeah.
And we're going to see her fight this week.
Yeah.
For me... Christina Williams has looked so good in her other 2 fights. If she wins this fight and then goes on and wins the title in her next fight, that's got to put her up there, you know.
Yeah, oh, most definitely.
Unless Nunes repeats what she did again for a second time this year.
Are we going to see her fight again, you think, before the end of the year?
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know if we'll see her again by the end of the year.
She has nothing to prove. Like, she doesn't need to unless she wants to.
Well, somebody has to really step up to even,
she doesn't have any
they have a
competition
shot
right now.
at her right now.
I mean, she might as well just, like, hang out for a little while because there's nobody that wants to fight.
Especially after Shevchenko dropped down into that new division. That took some of Nunes' competition out.
Yeah, it took her best competition out, honestly.
So, for the big one, male fighter of the year, I'm going to let you lead off on this one.
Well, it was pretty easy for me.
Okay.
I think the baddest man on the planet is coming up. Got a fight coming up. The way that he dominated Ngannou was just ridiculously impressive to me. He's only fought one time. We know this. But male of the year, I mean, and still, Stipe Miocic, it has to be.
Like, honestly, at this point, I look for people that have 2 wins, and just not enough. Most people have only fought once at this point in the year.
Absolutely, yeah. And I didn't want to take it away from him just because he had fought one time, because he's fighting like very soon. Like we're a week out after this week, or a week out. So like he's gonna get it on with fucking DC. If he wins this, we can arguably say he's the greatest heavyweight of all time. So I just have to have him as my male MMA fighter of the year.
If he wins this, there's no argument.
Oh, he's the GOAT.
So I'm going to pull a little board on this one, and
oh yes, did you go crazy?
I'm going to drop a top 5 on you.
Oh hell yeah, let's go.
And it's going to be interesting.
Looking forward to hearing this.
My number 5 male fighter of the year is Curtis Blades.
He deserves it.
And I would put him higher, but this was the one category that stood out for me. It's something that we just talked about a minute ago, how we didn't have any Bellator guys.
Right.
My number 4 fighter of the year is Michael Venom Page.
Absolutely. He has to make a top 5. And the dude he blew up. Another blow up. There's been a lot of faces getting blown up this year.
He literally made a guy quit.
Yeah. he punched him so hard that Rickles was like, fuck this fight. I'm out. I'm done.
He did. Straight took him out.
I've never seen that before. I have.
I've seen somebody tap to strikes on the ground.
Yes, and that was, I saw someone get his ass kicked and he just tapped out. It was Anderson Silva, Forrest Griffin, when Forrest was like, yeah, fuck this, I'm done, man.
It was Stipe.
I'm done.
It was Stipe.
Yeah.
Stipe tapped to strikes, I think. He was on it. He was on his feet, but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he quit.
Against Stefan Struve, which is his most embarrassing loss to date.
He may have the ref may have stopped it, but I think it went down as tap to strikes.
I remember Stipe. Do you remember the interview he was talking about? And he said nobody's ever punched him harder than that. Like he's never been punched that hard. Yeah, so weird the matchup. Some of these matchups, like you have a guy that you think in no way in a million years or dream scenarios could beat like a dude like Stipe. But hey, anybody can beat anybody on any given day. That's why I gave it 99 out of 100 to DC. You get one shot. He'd have one moment to sun.
Yeah. So my number 3 dude, going back to the well in Bellator. Aaron Pico.
Pico, the Gallo. I like that.
The Pico with the double liver shot KO this year.
Yeah.
Man, and they were vicious. That last fight he had, he sent the guy tumbling over backwards. And
Jesus Christ.
And that wasn't even the KO punch.
No, that guy was like, fuck this fight too. I bet he would have tapped out the punches that they
He hit so fucking hard.
You know who else could have made the list? Like he's definitely got to be an honourable mention.
Who's that? Adam Borch. He only had the one fight though, so
yeah. He's on the rise, though. He might end up...
Yeah, I think he's closer to breakout than fighter of the year.
True. That dude was impressive, though.
So I'm going to sneak this one in here, and it's really a top 6 because my number 2 is a tie.
We got 2A and 2B.
Of 2 more Bellator guys.
We'll call him A, we'll call him B.
Rory McDonald.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, man. He got it. I think, did he break his leg?
Yeah. Shattered his leg.
Against Lima, and he still got the win?
Yeah, absolutely.
He couldn't even stand up after. They took him out of... He won the title and left on a stretcher.
Yeah, he did.
That's like a movie. You know, that's shit that happens in a movie.
Yep.
And then the other guy comes back from injury and has already racked up 2 wins this year.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Michael Chandler.
Oh, hell yeah, our boy.
So that leaves only one guy that could be my pick for fighter of the year.
Yeah, let's hear this.
Stipe Miocic.
And still.
Yeah, I mean...
Baddest man on the planet.
Everybody picked Ngannou to, KO Stipe.
Oh, my God.
Everybody.
You and I kept the faith, though. We kept the faith.
I know the whole time we were like...
Stipe's going to win this.
Stipe's going to win. Ngannou only has one weapon.
Yeah. I mean, all you have to do is on the ground and it's a wrap. But saying that, it takes a very strong individual to keep Ngannou on the ground just because he's such a powerhouse. Yeah. So, like, not everybody could just get him on the ground and it's over. Like, he could just throw somebody off of him. Like, Stipe just showed out how much he has in the arsenal with that fight.
And I can't wait to see Ngannou versus Derek Lewis next weekend.
Yeah, that could be the fight of the year.
We've got multiple Fight of the Year candidates on that.
We're going to be beyond pumped up about this card next week.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Can't wait.
There's not much else to say about it. So I think
wrapping up this Friday.
I think that wraps up our awards show.
Hell yeah! Well, we'll definitely at the end of the year, maybe like the last week of December, do a full-on award show.
Oh yeah,
well, how many of these guys stick?
Savage of the Year will be broken out at that point.
Yes, we'll do Savage of the Year.
So yeah, we got Bellator coming up tomorrow night. That's a pretty deep card for a Bellator card.
Looking very much forward to that. We've already discussed it, so we don't really need to get into it.
Going to have to get online to watch the prelims, so you guys make sure to stay on top of that because Bellator prelims aren't on TV unless I'm wrong, and somebody should let me know.
No, I think you're right.
Okay, so we got that coming up. We'll be talking about that on the show Tuesday.
Oh, and we're going to get into the Stipe DC card on Tuesday.
We'll start breaking that card down, and then next Friday we'll be back to break down PFL and dive even deeper into the Stipe DC card because
absolutely, that's a deep ocean deep card right there. One of the deepest cards I've ever seen.
We'll probably cover the main card on Tuesday and the prelims on Friday.
Yeah, that works. We'll do prelims Friday and then PFL news.
All right, so all the stuff's the same. You can follow us anywhere that you download your podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in every week. Keep spreading the word to your friends. Get our numbers up. Get us on iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher. One day we dream we'll be on Spotify if they'll ever approve us. It's been a long process.
It's a very long process.
We're on Stitcher. Not really sure what that is, but we're on it. It's apparently the number one place for podcasts. We're on Podbean, MMApodcast.com.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to those guys. They tweet us out every week. So props to them. We're on Twitter. We'll be live tweeting during the fights next week. I don't know. One of us may be on during the Bellator card. We'll see. Maybe, but I'll probably have a lot going on this weekend. You can follow me, Instagram, savage_emiddle.
I remain a mystery because I don't know my own.
Bart's on there somewhere. You can find him off my page.
Yeah.
I think he's Savage MMA Show _Bart or Bart _Savage MMA Show. It's one of the two.
Something along those lines, yes.
One of the two. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this week. So we'll see you guys.
Mid-season awards, baby.
Enjoy Bellator this weekend, and we'll catch you guys Tuesday. Stay savage, motherfuckers.
Stay savage.